Hello, good evening.
Morning, Benny.
Hey, Benny.
Hello.
How is everyone?
Happy birthday, Benny.
Gecko is
I just
still
told him.
crying.
I just told them that you're with the missus and you're not attending, and then you disappear.
Yeah, I was actually I was at my birthday dinner, and I said I have to rush out. I left the dinner, and everybody's sitting at the table going, "What's going on?" Yes, so I won't miss it.
Priorities. Nice.
Did you get your birthday spankings?
I'll tell you what I
Suppose.
Oh, that's cool. Almost looks like my COG RFOX 2020 cake.
a year ago. I gave her I made a special edition COG that said, "Will you marry me?" on it, and I sent her a trade, and she had to accept the trade offer for whatever it was, some sort of COG, and then
No, it was the heart.
oh, it was. I traded her for a heart, and she saw it in the thing and said, "What's this COG?" And then opened it, and that was the way I proposed. Pretty corny or good, whatever which way you
I
look
think
at it.
that's the first time I've heard of someone doing that, so I think that's amazing.
Since then, we've had two people that we know of go out and say, one person went out 6 months later and said, "World's first NFT proposal." And then everyone went onto the Twitter and said, "Nah, you're not the first. Ben, you did that with a COG." Oh, look at that one. XP. I remember that one.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How can I have problems with Wi-Fi? I'm walking, mate. I'm walking back from the dinner, so I'm on data.
Remember the good old
So we'll
days
connect-
of rollover minutes, or if you go over, you get hammered by the man.
I remember that. I remember being on. I worked in mobiles when they first basically got underway in Australia, and we used to have 30-second charge times. So a new block, and it wouldn't matter if you were on there for 31 seconds. And I remember holding the phone out and watching how much time had transpired. And if we went to 31 seconds, I'd say, screw it. We might as well just talk for 29 more seconds so that I'm already paying for it. I can't believe that's how it used to be. And the only game you could get on your phone was Snake.
That was a good game.
Snake, yeah. But I'll go for longer than the Energizer Bunny. All right, so let's get into it. What are the questions, the burning questions this week? We'll rate the Icon partnership news with 10. How would you rate 3 news you have in the oven till the end of November, also with a 10? I'd say they're both, like, Icon's an extremely important partnership.
11, 12, 13.
Yeah. How can we tell how many VFOX are available or left? I presume you mean the pool. Let's assume that that's not the case, so I'll answer just in case people have questions. So the actual allocation is already fully out, so that's a full 21 million. But as far as the VFOX left in the current pools, is that what you mean? I'm not sure, Pete. Maybe
No, there is nothing left from the initial staking farming rewards. All that has been given out. People may not have claimed it, but they've already been all of it has been already been allocated. So everything is on the market.
Yep.
Ones that we are giving out for staking RFOX, though that VFOX was actually purchased by us. We actually bought that VFOX.
I think that's maybe what they're asking is how do you tell how many more are left to come out in the pool?
The pool is 90 days. I have to calculate up to like which block, but there's, I think, maybe 60 days left. I think the pool started 30 days ago ish.
Pete, I think the question is actually they just want to know, like, is there a way to see what the current liquidity balance in the pool is, if it's 100,000 RFOX to 1,000 VFOX kind of thing, so you can see how many VFOX are in there. That's what they're wanting to know.
No. Are you talking about the current pool or the liquidity pool?
The liquidity pool.
The liquidity pool, just need to check out the liquidity pool's amount, and you'll see you'll be able to see the. Hold on, I'll pull that number. Liquidity pool is easy. But all that is people's VFOX, people who supplied liquidity. To the answer of the VFOX, we got 4.9 million VFOX in the liquidity pool, supplied by you guys.
Still willing to trade this for a trading session with the community? Sure. Shush in the pool. Will it dry up? I think that I think I've said this during the week. I'm happy to talk about this now, but I think that what we'll find is that we will see an increased desire, want, or amount of inquiries in relation to VFOX. The people that I've been speaking to during the last week or two keep asking how they can buy VFOX. They keep saying to me, can we do OTC or can we do bulk orders of VFOX? And we say, we don't have any. So the question I got asked, I think I mentioned it the other day, was, can't you just give it to us out of the team's allocation? And I said, there is no team allocation. They didn't understand it. They thought we didn't understand what tokenomics were, because the team should get 20% and there should be a fund amount into the pool was able to benefit. So I think, so what I was saying was we're getting more and more people wanting to understand how VFOX works and asking if we can do OTCs or whether we've got a team allowance that we can give out. So as I was saying, I think people think that we don't know what we're doing because they keep saying that's not how tokenomics work. There should be a large team allowance and a fund and stuff. And we said, no, we wanted to make sure this was fairly launched. So the team never got any and we don't have any, but we're getting more and more people asking how to buy VFOX. And as I said, as I was saying, I don't know where I lost you. I was saying that a lot of people don't understand that until something comes out, the true value isn't realized. So I think a lot of people are trying to get in before the actual, the metaverse and the virtual world actually start up.
Is it just not available for another week? Say it's not available in your country. We just rolled out the link today, so you will be seeing more and more countries getting added to the whitelist. Initially, what we did was we whitelisted all the countries at the same time, but I think it takes some time for Google to approve all the countries on our whitelist. So try come back maybe a couple of days later, but we already have quite a few people from different countries signing up as well. We've taken note of some of the countries that our team members in RFOX have gotten the same error as well, that it's not available in your country. But we'll update you guys over social media when more and more countries open up.
Plenty of interest coming in for the Mint Lab. Yeah, lots. But the thing is that it's important that we make sure that we've got that. The game release is obviously pretty important, and this lead up to that, because we need to make sure that there's a healthy amount of demand on the secondary market and explain what the utility is better. Because if we do go out with one of the next projects and they come in large droves, we've got to make sure that demand and supply are evenly balanced, right? So that's why the game will get more traction. Will you reserve a Metaverse shop for charitable purposes, i.e. food distribution, etc.? We're already doing a bit of charity work at the moment, Chauncey, but we've also said a number of times that we would like to be able to do something that impacts positively. So it is something that we have said that we would look at and consider options for sure. Post Malone. Yeah, it's getting a bit crazy, isn't it? Jimmy Fallon, Post Malone, Rolling Stones, and now you've noticed that if you have a look, the floors are lifted of all of those, and then they go through the mutant apes, and then now they're going through the kennel, the dog one. That took a little bit longer than I thought, but now people are starting to look for what could be the next Bored Ape. So there's I know MoonPay was buying some NFTs for celebrities, and I think that they're buying much more than Bored Ape. So I think people are gambling on what's going to be the next Bored Ape. So it's very bullish in general for the NFT space and for crypto in general. That would be good if he minted. Any time a celebrity mints, that'd be awesome. He's able to be reached apparently to advertise. Actually, it's very funny you say that, XP. I went online during the weekend and I actually looked up how much all of those people cost. What do you reckon the standard fee is for people to do an appearance? They charge weirdly enough, from the sources that I saw, they charge the same amount for an appearance as they do for a verse in a song. So like one of these little guest appearances. Have a guess.
Million, I guess. Depends on if are they rated like AAA, AA, or
they are. Like it was like, for example, Post Malone, and that was like 500K. Justin Bieber was a bit more, and then Selena Gomez and all those were like 350, 350,000, 500,000. So
is that usually in USD, or is that? I mean, could you Bitcoin payments or?
I don't know. I got no idea, mate. All it says is appearing at your event plus costs, or doing a verse in your song or production. And then there was, like, I was actually quite surprised because it was like you could hire a lot of these bands that are pretty big name bands to play a gig for you, providing there's not too much travel. So say you're in the States and you wanted to hire 21 Pilots or something, it was like 200K or something for them to do a private show for you.
Madame had a Korean girl band, and a boy band that she was talking about that would probably make KOGs and RFOX go over the moon.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think I think it's going to come either way, mate. We've got a lot of big partnerships and deals coming through.
I think Madame has direct contact to BTS, right, Madame?
Yeah, no. That's a no. That's a hard no.
Hard no. VFOX rarer than rocking horse shit. I love that saying. Obviously, an Aussie saying that. What effect do you think the play to earn tokenomics will have on RFOX? I can have a go, and Fadz can have a go. You want to go first, Fadz, or you?
Yeah, sure. Well, at the start, obviously, the number of people will be holding RFOX will increase exponentially. Once they figure out the different utility cases for RFOX across all the different ventures, then it becomes less about the RFOX token and more about NFTs that they will be earning. So, as mentioned before, the primary goal or the mandate for RFOX games is to acquire users rapidly, and once they are in the ecosystem itself, obviously there'll be a lot of cross participation in other ventures that are coming out. The business model for the game will eventually pivot to NFTs that basically uh, that have multiple utility cases, right? So you don't just use them in the game Slam, you can use them for other games, you can use them in the vault. So these things basically will have to play out as we scale. But has the Koins RFOX ratio been figured out yet? Yep, we have figured it out. We will release it when open beta is live, Ninja. We have the ratio already, and we have the mechanism in the game for you to swap coins into RFOX and the instructions of how to do so. And for the charity special edition set, we've already have everything ready. We just need to get it approved by the charity organization or foundation that we're working with XP. But don't forget, there's a lot of stuff happening in December for the company. So all this will be the communications plans will be managed by the labs people because they get a bird's eye view of all the stuff happening at the same time. The slammer for those played 250 games, I would assume this will be a goal slammer. It will be the slammer that we showed. Closer towards open beta, we will be dropping those slammers in the wallets of all those people who've signed up for the accounts. For those who still have problems signing up for the account, please drop us a message on support. I think some of you had trouble doing so. We apologize. We're still making sure everything is smooth on day one when we launch. But thank you for helping us out by giving us feedback.
If you wanted to buy a bulk VFOX, say 500,000, I wanted to know where you can see the VFOX supply that is available for sale.
In the liquidity pool, there's 4.9 million right now. So if you want to buy it from that liquidity pool, then yes, there's 4.9 million in the pool. And I believe that's the only place you can get VFOX from, the liquidity pool.
Yeah. So the thing is that, as you know, with those liquidity pools, what happens is they've got a slippage amount. CoinGecko and that generally show you what the actual what's it called? What do they actually label it as? A percentage that you can actually buy without it moving the price. Tells you like depth, full depth. It'll say like 20,000, 30,000 before it moves price. And then so if you wanted to buy that whole lot, it would get ridiculously expensive very quickly. So that's why people that want to buy from pools that don't have a lot of liquidity end up nibbling away at it for a long time. I think we've all probably sat in pools and had to buy multiple transactions not to move the markets because they don't have much liquidity. So it would go up very quickly. How will you figure out who gets number one mint? Oh, it's an interesting question. Don't know if Fadz wants to touch that.
This is by R2.
No, it's XP. It says, how will you figure out who gets the number one mint?
For which one? XP.
The Pineapple Slammer. I imagine any
Pineapple
arena
Slammer.
cogs earned will be minted on demand.
Oh, it's
The
random.
pineapple, obviously.
Yep.
XP wants to add it to his bragging list of first mint.
Don't mention that.
Oh,
Don't do
sorry.
it.
That's like lighting up a powder keg.
About to see a mass exit from the AMA chat.
Exactly. R2, that's one for you, Fadz. I believe the aim for IM is 500,000 by end of the year.
Oh, I think we definitely got delayed in the month of November because of all the stuff we had to put into place, but we will adjust our amount of potential users before we release open beta. So yeah, 500K was our initial target, but I think even with the delay, we can try to quickly catch up, especially when we start ramping up our marketing. Not to forget, we organizations like YGG have announced already the partnership they have with us. So this is obviously not just purely organic marketing. We are marketing with communities as well.
Yeah, so Urban Gecko, those can this studio can do pretty much everything. They do lots of animated series for some very big brands. So they can pretty much take any picture and turn it into. So if you've seen the Dead Fellas, one that we just tweeted out, they did that as well for us. And that was quite a hard one to do because even though it looks quite simplistic, it wasn't, because that thing looks like it's been run over by a rolling pin. If you look at Dead Fellas, they're like a very flat, there's no texture. You have to take a lot of liberties and guess, what does the back of the head look like? Are they muscly? Are they thin? There's a lot of liberties that had to sort of be taken to get that right. But all I can say is that something pretty exciting is coming up with animation and NFTs that you own the rights to. I think we're just going to put the foot down and show you guys what we're able to do. Going to be pretty exciting. Would the Bored Ape Yacht Club cog holders get whitelisted for Harambe NFTs? We're still working that out now. Harambe are keen to do something for sure. I think they're getting very close to, I can't spoil stuff on their behalf, but they're getting much closer now. So we just need to sit down and have that conversation. But the idea for a lot of what's coming through, so we're talking to some pretty traditional players that you would never, ever, ever assume would be interested in NFTs. The last companies in the world, they're big household names that you would never assume would be interested in NFTs. And they're looking at getting into NFTs and doing collections as well. But we've got the virtue of seeing what goes on behind the scenes. There's a number of big institutional companies that are looking at either doing collections or buying into funds. So the biggest request we've had in the last week or two is, can you help advise us on a fund? So people want to put together investment funds for NFT collections. So what I'm saying is, I'll talk to any of you and I'm happy to advise. So I've been asked this question before. People have said, you've advised quite a few projects. I've taken phone calls with people and I've helped people out and I've given people advice, and then they quite often just label your name on their project, which is normal in this space. But if I do say yes to any of those types of things, it would literally be, I can't take my time because I don't have time. But the thing is that the most important thing is it has to benefit RFOX. So if any fund comes to us and says, can you help us with, recommending and helping us learn the ropes or whatever, I'd say sure, as long as you're prepared to put lots of funding into all the RFOX related NFT releases. That's the most important thing. Not interested in anything that won't help us. We'd be getting any solid utility for RFOX 2020 this year. I can't speak on Fadz's behalf, but I know that there's some good plans.
Yep. Like I mentioned before, we are going to focus on the game first, and then the utility cases for all the different special COGs or limited edition COGs we'll release when we are ready. But the team is very focused on making sure the game is stable and acquiring as many users as possible. We won't be looking at utility cases for COGs like RFOX 2020 this year.
Give me some VFOX, yeah. Not a tip. I was saying the other day, I actually start to FOMO a little bit into VFOX when I hear other people, external people, that have sort of done their bit of research and they're looking into it and they're trying to buy large amounts, and they tell me their reason for wanting to buy it. Makes me FOMO. When will we hear, Janice, on what is coming for the game? Entreri. And how do you say that? Entreri.
Yeah, that's me. Soon? It's really
But how
up
do you say the word?
to Fadz. Entreri.
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 We love Fadz, but we love Phil, and Phil
Yes.
Phil brings his own awesomeness to the chat. So we like hearing from him whenever we can.
Yeah, I'm muzzled for now, but yeah, soon, man, soon.
I missed a question. Where? There. Is that it? Gambling poker is part of a theme in other metaverses. Will the Vault announce World Series of Poker? It's an interesting one. We've talked about this before. We've got to be very careful with gambling because with gambling also comes children, age verification. What we've always said is that we try to be more the introduction service from the buyer to the seller. And it's very, very difficult to be able to police a lot of that stuff. But we do have good contacts at one of the biggest online gambling companies, and we've been talking to them on and off over the last couple of years. And it's a matter of, that stuff's really, really hard to legislate, to license, to work out who is and who isn't playing, and kids and underage people. So they're really, really dicey things that are going to involve a lot of talking to lawyers, and then we've got to work out whether it's even okay. How do you think revenues will go when the vault kicks off? I think the revenues will. You'd think if it was a traditional business, you'd say they'll start really slow and then they'll sort of start to ramp up. But if you've got good projects in there, these crypto projects are like, I saw these people that complain, they got nothing better to do than go onto Twitter and harass projects, went on and actually complained to one of the relatively new crypto projects on Ethereum, saying that their daily volume had dropped under 500 ETH. And I was saying, have you actually sat down and calculated how much that is? That's actually still really, really good. But that's the thing about the crypto space. If you get a good NFT project and you've got good projects in the vault, I think that revenues will go very, very well quickly, because it's not like the real world. Look at those artifact FKT sneakers and stuff. They're like 17 ETH for a pair of sneakers. It's out of control.
Artifact's having problems right now. They have a new PFP project coming out, and their AI that's developing the different PFPs are coming out. A bunch of them are looking similar to the Metaverse project where they had that problem, so they're having to delay their issues. But yeah, Artifact is a really good brand.
Yeah, I don't get that whole thing. Every single project, it's like a prerequisite for the project to say we're launching our release at 5 o'clock on Friday or whatever for the reveal. and then every single one of them says the same exact thing. Pete, I don't know whether you have a giggle about it or not, but have you seen it, Pete?
Yep.
They all say
Every
the
single
same
one.
thing. They say this, oh, the files are so large that we'd have to upload them in low res if we want to actually meet the deadline. So what we're going to have to do is delay it for like an hour so that we can upload, because we've spent so long in this collection and we don't want to sacrifice the quality. So please wait 1 hour and we'll come back to you. And then they come back an hour later and say, there's been a problem and OpenSea is really slow today, so we're going to have to wait another 3 hours. And then quite often they come back and say, we'll be doing it tomorrow at the same time. And it's like, Jesus, has none of these projects actually A, researched how to upload them, and B, come back and seen what the other projects have gone through? It's like you can bet money on the fact that they're all going to delay. I just don't understand it. What's your technical take on it, Pete?
Numbnuts.
Can we gamble, Cogs? They look like poker chips. Actually, Derek, we spoke to someone from one of those online gambling companies who wanted to use them in their gambling games as poker chips. How is the burn going on the cog floor? What are we up to, Mr. Bot?
35,137 COGs bought already.
We haven't burned it yet. You want to burn it here? We can burn it here. I'll burn it now.
Oh my God.
I'm up for that. But Benny, you can't say something like you spoke to somebody. What exactly did you talk about? Was it a yay, a nay, a maybe? Yes, no, maybe?
Oh, they were saying that they wanted to. This was back in first edition, and they've talked to us a number of times since, saying that they look like poker chips. That what they do is use like the ultra rare slammers as like $1,000 chip, and then the ultra rares is like $500 chips, and all the rest of it. And I was saying they're all different, and they said, yeah, but they can be denoted by their thing. So they were trying to work out how they could get that into gambling. We just said we can't do that. So Pete, what are we gonna do? Can you burn a lot at one time?
Yes.
Look at all
I'm only
those
sharing
Dereks
screen.
to be burned. You better start opening packs now with all that luck.
There's a lot of Dereks.
Okay.
We
So
have to
you-
do one
you
single
live,
Derek
Pete?
first.
I'm live. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, someone crack a pack.
You guys want to crack it back now, or you want to crack it back after I burn?
I think it would be interesting to see what the types of see if it messes with the guy that's on the push bike and the mouse on the hamster wheel, mate.
Wait,
Burning and
Oh, we got
cracking at the same time.
25137. So yeah. Bye bye, Derek.
Oh no!
Lucky.
Oh, now it says, it actually warns you that burning is permanent.
It says burning a Derek could cause 3 years of bad luck.
And a lifetime of success.
How many? The last I checked, there was I think 4 or 6 Dereks had been burned. How many Dereks have been burned?
Oh,
No,
I've
hundreds.
personally
There's
have burnt more
hundreds
than that.
already.
I alone have burnt more than
174.
that.
Yeah, this
Holy crap!
community.
Yeah,
Got a Derek.
174 by the community.
Okay, you guys
Me and
wanna?
Chauncey alone put it up in like 30, 40 burns.
Yeah, that's the transaction on the blockchain forever immortalized.
Wow, I must have
Bye
got in there early.
bye. Oh wait, hold on. Is Deepu on? Oh, Deepu's on.
I
Yeah.
know what you're gonna do.
Dude, that's
Oh
cool.
no!
Boy.
That is cruel, Pete. That's cool.
Oh
Oh,
no!
that's a lot of koi pawns.
Dude, at least
Oh
do it
my
when
God!
at least do it when the dude's asleep or something.
He's going to
Yeah.
have nightmares, mate. He's going to wake up trying to. He's going to be in a smoldering
Holy shit,
building.
there's a lot.
This is
Wow.
gonna be online
Oh,
forever in
wow.
the YouTube video. So
Well, whoever's collecting those is
Lot.
going to be loving this. Actually, Pete, whoever collects those is going to absolutely be loving this. They're going to be going through the roof.
Yeah,
No,
Deepu is
Deepu
going to have a
wanted
love-hate
to
relationship.
save all of this. He wanted to save all of this. He wanted to say, is there any way to save this?
Yeah,
What do you guys
you
think?
buy it before you bought it.
you can buy it for double.
He had his chance.
Oh, here we go.
Wait, is this all? Yeah.
Do it. Bye-bye.
Damn, that's a lot of koi ponds.
I hear a grown man.
Brutal.
You can hear
I
the
hear a grown
cries.
man crying in the background.
Yeah, you could hear the steak going into his heart.
Oh,
Whoosh,
burn.
And a million fish
whoosh, whoosh, whoosh,
cried
whoosh,
out.
whoosh, whoosh.
Well, at least we can feed the hungry now.
Damn, you guys, I
Cue
hate
the
you.
flying fish. Anyone got the flying fish gif?
Oh my god.
You have ultra rares? Nope. Rares?
Oh yeah, you got a lot
Oh,
of rares.
what the heck?
Wow.
Ooh, there's a lot of.
Jeez. They were cheap.
The low
Oh,
mints and the
yeah.
rares and uncommons is sickening, to tell you the truth.
Holy
There's
crap. Is
some
there
mint
any
2s and mint 3s in there.
Jesus, is there any rare foils?
We can check.
There can't be a rare foil.
No, it can't be a rare fall.
Nah.
No.
Uncommon foils would blow my mind.
Oh, there's only four. There's only 4 foils. Oh, there's a mint 8. Oh my god, I love this one.
Oh, burn it.
Burn it.
Burn it.
They must be sacrificed.
For some reason, this is immensely satisfying.
The
Yeah,
bot
those
does not
foils,
discriminate.
That's brutal.
You know,
What's the
the
lowest
bot does
mint?
not.
Are there any mint ones?
Yeah, sure, we can check that.
Oh, Pete, if there's mint ones, then that, yeah. Who said that? Was that you, madame? That's
Oh,
sacrilege.
oh my god! Look at that! There's no mint
What
ones,
the
but
hell?
lots of mint. Okay, wow, that's mint 2s, mint 3s. Oh my god, this is at the floor. What are you guys doing?
I don't know. Those people deserve to be burned, not the COGs.
We bought a lot of COGs like that. Ruby went crazy the whole time this was going on.
Wow. Only word I can say is wow.
I find that if I go in and do a search and I say maximum mint 1, that's how I do it. I don't know how you guys do it, but I go in there and I go maximum mint 1, and then I go lowest price. And I don't care what it is, whether it's a foil or not foil. And sometimes I do it for foil, sometimes I do it for not foil, sometimes I do it for slammer. And there's always one that's like half the price of the next one. And then,
Yes,
for
yes.
example, one will be $10, and then the next cheapest is 20, and they're all 20. So I just go through every few days or weeks or whatever, and I just skim all of those ones off the market because they're just great buys. You can remember back in the early days, Pete, I was going through, and I wasn't as lucky as the Gralex of the world, but I was going through and getting Bitcoins. I bought so many Bitcoins, and I was getting them for $20, $30 or around that mark. And it was didn't stay that way for very long, but you could still buy them all day long for $40 or $50. People would throw them out.
Yep. Those were the days, Benny. Not anymore.
I think I bought 140 of them or something. 140 Bitcoins.
Yeah. On hindsight, I should have picked up all this because I had a wax.
Burn
But yep, the bot does not. Oh, the bot does not discriminate.
I reckon my wife spends an hour a day looking for Ethereums. She buys all the Ethereums. She loves them.
Yeah, she missed out when Healthy sold all his.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got
really?
the deal of the century on that tube. I bought Healthy's Ethereum tube for $135.
One of the guys, I'm just telling my wife now, she's going to be you're going to make her. One guy sold his tube of Ethereums for $135 for a tube. She went, oh no.
It was like
Look at that, even
$500
the-
at the time.
Yeah, even the rares are like, low mints. Mint 6, mint 7. Oh, you guys suck.
This is crazy. crazy.
Look at how many rares there are. This is just rares.
I wish you guys could hear
islands
my
No,
there
wife.
are.
I reckon this is because of NFT Hive with the bulk listing and people just not
Yeah.
selecting their mints. And they're
Any
just doing the lowest price.
No. I'm not blaming the people who are selling. I'm blaming the people in this call. Why didn't you guys pick it up, knowing that the
I'm
bot will
broke.
just go and gobble all it up? You're broke? Okay, you suck then.
Yeah, I'm also broke.
We bought
Are there
about
any
100
slammers?
rares. No, there are no slammers. Unless somebody just slipped one in.
My wife
But
is
me,
pointing at the screen going, why did you do that? Why did you do that?
you mean what, rare slammers? Are there rare slammers?
There can't be.
VFOX slammers? No, it can't be.
There
It can't
can't
be
be.
VFOX slammers.
The cheapest
Well,
VFOX
rare slammer.
slammer is around $14, $15 on the market right now, whereas the cheapest ultra rares are in the $8 range. VFOX coins their floor is higher than ultra rares from second edition or third edition.
Yeah,
There are
the
a bunch
gold.
of.
You talking about the gold one?
No, just regular
The regular
VFOX
one.
coin. The cheapest one on the market is in that $14 to $15 range. Wherein you can get ultra rares in the $8 range, 8, 9, 10 for second and third edition. So
Wow.
yeah, VFOX
Yeah.
coins floor is pretty high.
Well, you have go back over to the first edition and have a look at the RFOX slammers and stuff. Have a look at the price of those from the first edition, and I looked at the foil ones the other day, and I was like absolutely shocked. Shocked. I don't know what they are at the moment.
This is Atomic Hub.
2 days ago, I picked up a first edition gun slammer for like, I don't know, 20 wax or something like that.
Wow, not foil.
Yeah, that was a
obviously.
rare slammer, non-foil obviously, but yeah, it doesn't really go that low. I mean,
That's like I'm saying, if you're going into a search on the category and the mint numbers and stuff every day, you will 100% you will find one or two that you just think to yourself, what the hell is that person doing? And I've done it myself. I think we've all. Has anyone ever fat fingered the wax to USD things? I find that if you go in from a different browser, it like doesn't remember that you've set your default as USD, and doesn't hurt so much when it's 80 odd cents to $1, but to the wax. But the thing is that I've done it several times where I've gone in and thought I'll sell that for $500, and then you end up looking at your sort of 500 wax. Very, very annoying how that default setting comes off.
yeah, when Wax Moon recently, what I did was I picked up a bunch of first edition KOGs that they put in USD, and because of that, the wax actually, I mean the amount of wax actually dropped significantly. So I picked up a bunch of those.
Wow. I've noticed that since we've been talking to a lot of the ETH projects and, having a look at them and having a look at their pricing structures, like I look back at a first edition pack now, starter pack, and I think, holy crap, that's cheap compared to a lot of stuff that's out there, and especially considering there's not many of them left. You can still buy it, like every now and then someone puts one up for $700 or $800. Which is not bad, because imagine if you get a Bitcoin foil in that pack. What are they going for now? So the last I checked, they were like $5,000.
That's not sold, right? That's the cheapest on the market, right?
Yeah, that was for a Bitcoin foil. The cheapest I could see one was $5,000.
Yep, $5,000.
I was spewing because I just kept buying Bitcoin and Bitcoin and Bitcoin, and then I went back into the vault and looked at how many were actually foil, and it was like it was depressing, because I remember back in the day I was thinking, you can get a non-foil for $40. Why would you pay $320 for a foil? Gosh, we learn fast, don't we?
All this is hitting at the right time. With all these countries around the world that are starting to ban like unvaccinated folks from the regular community and stuff like that. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people looking for ways to feed their family and stuff like that. So everything's coming together.
100%, mate. And the thing is that the idea of having game pieces means that they're not these like, you don't have the same type of scarcity and rarity as some of the other big ticket items, but the scarcer or the more rare of each collection is still right up there with the rarest of any collection. So
to go burn this stuff. I can't be doing this manually. The API is so slow. I gotta wait until all of it loads, and I probably have to write the bot to burn this as well. But
I think if people know that it's in the Burn KOGs wallet, they're not going anywhere. We just I think the most important thing is to get them off the market and buy the floor, and then the burning is we can do it in parties or something. I think there's a lot of people you probably get that would love to volunteer to burn them. I know we can't do that, but
no, I mean, and plus it's on the blockchain. Everything's there. You can see if they're if they're going out and all that. But yep, but we know that all of these are off the market. It's all gone.
Yep. All right. So, any last questions before we call it a night? Transfer them all to Burn Atomic. I still love this story. If you're ever bored and you've got time on your hands and you want to read an interesting story, read a story about the guy that video recorded himself buying that CryptoPunk in June and then just going straight into it, burning it, sending it to the burn address. I think he paid 40 grand for it. He must cry every day. He's like the Bitcoin pizza dude. That guy really, like, there's nothing that can be said. The other good one is if you ever want to go have a bit of a laugh or cry, whatever it is, the guy that's broadcasting from the live interview from the rubbish dump, and he said he bought a new computer and it's through his old computer. He asked him whether he'd expedite the dump to try and get the computer out. Can't be any day that you wake up not think, oh my god. How close are we to the VALT QMs? Are they already in training mode since December is close? Not yet, mate. We did talk about that. I don't know when it was. Done a fair few interviews this week. We did talk about the fact that we will start to put the foot down now. We're just going through a couple of things with audits and making sure that obviously there's a lot of attention on Metaverses now, so we're just trying to make sure that we've got everything polished and ready before we bring them on. Okay. All right. Well, have a fantastic week, guys. Thank you very much for joining us again, as always. And trade safe and be safe, and we will see you back next week.
Have a good rest of your birthday. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Benny.